do we wish to go through here? We're not amazingly suited against these types of enemies, but also not too bad either. Let's give it a shot. We have enough consumables at our disposal that we could probably start getting the heck out of dodge if we begin to worry. A strange machine. Abjuration, shadow creatures, and summon illusion. Interesting. Well, let's bring in a friend of our own, shall we? In fact, let's get the machine out of sight for now while we take care of some of these buddies. And how do I fare against myself? At least I can dance solo on myself even. So it's not the end of the world here. Hello, my ranged pals. Back out. Oh gosh. Well, this is an interesting array of new pals. Oh me, oh my. Guess I should check. What are the odds? I hope near zero. 3% is actually worse than I expected. So let's start backing off just a smidge here, shall we? Let our new friends all come to us. Hello, hello. Come one, come all. Once again, fighting a ghost of Vinestalker past here. Okay, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get in to fight this strange machine. Seem to be struggling with even that at this point. Guess we could potentially just come around here, or so it seems. Yeah, not very familiar with this exact Wizlab. Oh, right, that's not a ruined glass door, so our new friend can come out. Ooh, but a pair of artifact boots. Ooh, with resist cold. That's exactly what I wanted this holiday season. Fantastic. So now we can freely switch out our shield for a better brand at some point. And it's another strange machine. I don't really like seeing two of these bad boys. I could make my own, but they do have abjuration as well. And I'm guessing... Oh, they are affected by anti-magic. I was actually going to guess that that was not the case. Well, in that regard, then we will just come in and deal with you, my friend. Scariest enemy we could possibly fight in ourselves here, but there we go. We get, whoops, grand finale. So let's just warp into this bad boy, and that is beautiful. Already have a phantom mirror, so we don't need to worry about that. +2 cloak of stealth, though. Might as well pick up with our current cloak having no ego whatsoever. This is the smiting buddy. Not ideal, but once we start getting attacks in, of course, it's not a huge problem. I did also completely forget to empty my inventory in classic fashion, so that's always a great move on my part. What did I just get with See Invisible? Right, the Fairy Dragon Scales. So we could theoretically remove the Ring of See Invisible from our inventory here. I mean, likewise, protection from fire. We know we have one on the outside. Probably won't even need the Scarf of Resistance, but it's nice to have as an option. And there we have it. Make it through. Let's maybe do a quick search to make sure I'm not forgetting anything fun. I mean, +6 hand crossbow of speed. If there's ever a weapon that we could potentially swap to start fights, that could be it. Don't like fire vulnerability, but additional dex on a dex weapon is always kind of fun. Is there anything that I feel happy with dropping here? I mean, Curari, no longer super useful. Not likely that we'll be using that too much moving forward. Same with like Scroll of Poison. I guess Torment Scroll. Single Potion of Invisibility. Let's drop that for now. I believe it was over here, because we did see this crossbow when we were fighting, and I just ignored it for the time being. Not too shabby. Then, otherwise, we can probably continue on. What I'm tempted to do here just for the sake of it. I mean, first of all, look at this shield that I forgot. No ego on it, so that's fine, but let's find... What was the strongest quick blade? A +4 with no brand? And just out of curiosity, let's see. Don't accidentally rebrand our Rapier of Speed. But let's see what we can get here, shall we? Quick blade of protection. It's not too bad, but probably not something that really interests us. So we'll just stick to our fantastic rapier friend for the time being. Okay. Starting to get a wee bit surrounded. Gee, why did we not get a stun there? Let's use our special ability just to reset our piety here, potentially get that stun coming. But either I didn't notice it and it was just extremely quick and in passing there, or something strange happened, not too sure. Regardless, not the end of the world. Hello, friends. Come one, come all. Let's take this a little bit slower, because I'm feeling the potential that we just try to escape out of here. Especially as we start to take a bit more damage than I would like. Let's read a teleport, see where that puts us. Fantastic. And then we can just walk back to our stairwell. Keep ourselves as safe as we possibly can for the time being. And what are we dealing with for gloves? +2 pair of gloves is better, so we'll swap over. Just slowly but surely and incrementally increasing all of our equipment here, so that's always good stuff. The smiting book will definitely want to pop around a corner just so we're not dealing with those smite casts as we're taking care of the other friends. And otherwise, looks like we've successfully cleared the way here. A +9 holy sword. Holy short sword, I should say. Interesting. I mean, base damage is not really any good, but that's a fun array of abilities on it. And if we are going into Abyss, curious where it stands compared to our Rapier of Speed. I'm probably happier with the speed just because it does synergize so nicely with the Vine Stalker Bite, of course. But we are spoiled for choice for the time being here, which is a good problem to have. Well, my friend drank, is that resistance or something like that? Unusually resistant? Indeed it is. And a Buckler of Reflection. Probably not worth swapping into here, though it is interesting. And a lot of Quicksilver dragons on this floor. Getting a brief taste of what Zot may in fact look like once we forge our way down that direction. Can't say I'm too unhappy with the prospects. So far we're able to take care of all these strong Zot level enemies without too much issue. Let's find out. If I search for Kite Shield of Protection rather than the Cold. Now that we have cold resistance on our boots, that's very tempting. In fact, let's make our way back up to Snake 4. I don't think we left anything sketchy behind. Swamp has scary uniques on it. Swamp 3, I want to say. Hopefully I'm not forgetting and mixing up the two, otherwise we're in for a world of trouble here. Let's maybe check in. Swamp 3 by Suzanne and McGlottal. Yeah, that's the one, alright. That's where all the fun is. The hip-hop happening place here in the dungeon. But perfect, we'll take this protection kite shield from now. I'm tempted to actually use all of our enchant armor scrolls on it. I don't think we'll be swapping up to tower shield on this run. Yes, there is a tower shield of reflection. Right, where we just were picking up this shield. But we also never checked in. We're still sitting at above min delay here, which is not ideal. I would assume it's the shields. Maybe it's the armor, though. Regardless, a bit of extra armor training won't hurt, especially since I didn't even notice that we got the manual of armor, so that is beautiful stuff. You can train that up very quickly here. And maybe put on fighting as well. We're gonna skim all over the place, seeing as how we're in a pretty decent spot overall. so I'm not too stressed out about getting any particular skill up and running here. And we can instead just keep the momentum going. Fantastic stuff. And hello, my Tengu friends. Goodbye. Ooh, I will definitely buy some blinking scrolls right off the bat here. Don't mind that. Magic mapping, we're probably good for the rest of the game with 6, but we can at least mark it off as a potential option. Similarly, we have 6 scrolls of silence, so I think we're not really in need of another one of those bad boys. And otherwise, let's just keep it coming here, shall we? Debating who we'd want to use Grand Finale on, it's kind of the Gold Dragon as the worst option. Let's just take you out. Again, it will reset us to bring us back to the stun in relatively short order. Or not at all. That's fine too. There we go. Grand Finale. Let's take care of our berserking Spriggan friend, and then just slowly but surely clean up the rest of the popcorn here. Fantastic stuff. It's always interesting when we're on a run that's solid enough that I'm calling a Storm Dragon popcorn, but here we are. And it does look like that was largely made up of the Zot gate protectors here. Hello, my Lich friend. And not too shabby. The rest of the floor should, for all intents and purposes, go fairly smoothly here if I had to guess. So let's just finish it up, wrap it up before we have to decide where the heck are we going for our next rune, folks. I'm feeling Abyss. It's been a hot minute since we went to Abyss. Slime actually wouldn't be that bad either with our damage share if we can get off some good stabs. Can definitely make short work of the crowd of slimes that is inevitable for us to run into there. We'd just be switching probably into the Fairy Dragon armor. Or whatever. Fairy Dragon Scales? There we go. Fairy Dragon Scales. We got there eventually. No, we go to Slime all the time. Let's spice it up a bit with some Abyss. And see how things are looking there, shall we? So we'll just head over to this gate, then we can drop our magic mapping, enchant armor. You know what, I think we will stick with this shield. It's just a 3-rune game here. If we were going the full 15, then I would be a bit more interested in switching up to that Tower Shield of Reflection at some point. But I'm not feeling too stressed about it, so let's just pop everything on this shield. The extra protection helps out. And look at that, we still end up with 2, so worst comes to worst, maybe we'll get enough enchant scrolls to bring up another shield at the end of the day here. So I guess even a Kite Shield of Reflection I would probably take. It would allow us to swap back to our regen amulet instead, which is definitely preferable in my books. But what else? Hand crossbow, that's probably enough room. I guess this pile of floods should actually go in a different pile so we don't repick it up. With that out of the way, let's take advantage of all of our additional regeneration sustain here and see how the Abyss is looking. Oops. There was a gateway leading further down. Oh, did it disappear? You son of a gun. Oh no, maybe that was it. Regardless, there we go. We can... Okay, I was gonna say, if we can just blitz our way down to the Abyss 3, then I'm happy mans, and we immediately managed to do so. Even have a gateway out if we so desire. I'm tempted to do the little hop, skip, and a jump. Reset here, but I guess it's also nice to have it as a backup. So let's do a tiny bit more exploring in this general area. Detect the Abyssal Rune. Ooh. Right this way, sir. Please and thank you. If everyone could not hold us up too much here, I'd appreciate it. Especially since there's not quite as straightforward of a path to the rune as I was initially suspecting. There we go. Scene rune tiles. Okay, if we're not able to kill that buddy quickly, definitely could have found ourselves in trouble. Do love to get might and agility from Apocalypse Crab. Fantastic stuff. I'm just trying to heal off the torment damage we took from our first enemy encounters here. Just in time for it to hit us again. Perfect, I guess. Is what it is, but this is actually a fantastic rune vault for us. It's like it was tailor-made for my success. Holy moly. Gateway leading out on our way to pick up the rune as well. DCSS, are you okay? Why are we being handed the keys to the kingdom here? Well, there we have it, folks. Third rune out of the way. Less than an hour in today's stream, and we're already absolutely killing it on all accounts here. Love to see it. But okie dokie. Do I just head straight to Zot? Do we try to speedrun this son of a gun and get into the next god today? I guess, again, we could take some side trips. We could visit the Vestibule of Hell, if we so desired. Crypt is available as well, but I guess there's not really much that we're specifically aiming for here. Let's maybe check out Zot. Let's see how things are looking. Keep this momentum going. I'm curious how we fare against an Orb of Fire. We don't have the best fire resistance, but as long as we can get into the fight up close and personal, our anti-magic is going to do just absolute wonders for us. Well, my friends, split up the group here by just distracting a couple of the more easily distracted Draconian pals. And then we can hopefully just take care of the rest of the group here. Even the invisible buddy went down at some point there. My best guess is due to the damage sharing that we get at 4th pips of piety. But not too shabby whatsoever. Definitely taking more damage than we have so far this entire time, so that's very indicative of Zot's potential strength here. I also never re-picked up my my stuff that we dropped for the Abyss, so let's run back here real quick. Just looking for the magic mapping. There you are, my friends. I guess I still haven't actually started training any ranged weaponry after picking up this crossbow as a fun potential option. I guess if we're hitting everything that we currently have set here, we could potentially do so, excuse me. But let's read that magic mapping. Perfect stuff. Nice wide open area. Can oftentimes be a terrifying endeavor. Don't know why we're getting a fire theme to our Zot floor. You'd think we were still hanging out in the Elven Vaults here. But nothing we can't handle, of course. Hello, my Draconian friends. And beautiful. You know what? We might as well not be face tanking 2 gold dragons unless we absolutely have to. I do see shadow dragon scales, so that is very interesting. Probably not super interested in switching in. As we can see, our AC only goes up by 3. Maybe if we were a bit more stealth focused. I mean, we only have 6 stealth. We have a pretty wild aptitude between the skill manual we got and our innate one, so we could always try to swap up and do some fancy maneuvers with actual backstabs here, but not too worried about it. Speaking of being too worried though, Berserk Gold Dragon is probably a no from me, especially when followed up by a Berserk Quicksilver Dragon. Jeez Louise. Do I just try to walk out of this? 40 damage, 20 and 20. Feel like we're playing with fire. Don't really know I want to blink, or at least I didn't want to blink, but turns out it would have definitely been the right call to do so a bit earlier in the fight. Jeez Louise. And oh me oh my. Do I just double blink? And then our telly's gonna proc and drop us right next to these sons of guns? I think I will though. Okay, of course we put enemies to sleep just as we fully disengage. Perfect. But that is totally fine. Let's not fool around with Berserk Dragons. Jeez Louise. As you're loading in, there's apparently a new commercial where they ruin a whole pizza with Doritos Cool Ranch. So it's just like Cool Ranch flavored Doritos as a topping on the pizza. Interesting. I mean, I'm kind of intrigued by the idea of chips in general on a pizza. I'm a huge proponent of adding chips to sandwiches because I think that it gives like a very nice texture. They dust it. Oh, what the heck? Never mind. It's taking out the one advantage I was seeing in my head, which was to get that nice crunch, but just the dust is very strange. What an odd choice. And not... taco pizza with Doritos is amazing. See, now that sounds like a good fit for sure. And yeah, I'm intrigued now. I want to try just in general chips on a pizza. Now that that idea has been incepted in my brain, I feel like I've got to try it. That's actually a selling point. Which is that? But I guess Cool Ranch dust aside. Pretty fantastic scroll that we ran into here. We'll lose a couple of AC switching to the cloak, but regen, cold resistance, and see invisible. Fantastic. The chip's actually on a pizza. Yeah, no, I think I've got to give it a shot at some point down the road here. Definitely switch over to this cloak now, and that extra regen should do some pretty fantastic work for us. No idea where our Ghost Moth Gold Dragon pair has made their way off to. Hopefully separated by now. Come to a bit of a mutual disengagement would be nice. But flavor blasted pizza, no thanks. Yeah, questionable for sure. Just adding the dust. Need some dryness to your pizza so that you can start coughing on just pure inhaled Dorito dust each bite.